So now let us see how to update the data. So we have seen, like, how to invoke and hit a third-party Apex, a third-party URL using integration call via Apex. We have seen how to fetch the data from the database and list it. Now let's use the data API to update data. See, there are two ways to do it. Like you have seen the invocation of the init, you can do the same thing at the wire. Without the wire, you can just call the method from a click of a button and pass the parameters and get the data updated. But what we are going to do now is we are going to not write any Apex code to save data. We are going to use the Lightning data service, okay, to update and save records. So let us see, there is no Apex class invocation here. So this is an improvement by Salesforce. They have given a something called as Lightning data service UI API. So let us see what it is. It's a public Salesforce API that Salesforce uses to build Lightning experience and Salesforce for iOS and Android. Like its name suggests, UI API is designed to make it easy to build Salesforce UI. So this is precisely that they have given it, so that we don't need to write too much of Apex code. So what I'm trying to tell you is, directly from the Lightning Web Component, if you invoke the API, build the data structure and pass the data as per the data structure, the data will get updated in the database. Okay. So UI API respects all CRUD access. So this is another advantage. So what is CRUD access? I hope you remember that from the Salesforce admin app builder, all the field level, all the profile roles, sharing settings, everything it will respect. So there is no issue over here. Okay. So, and now what are the things that we need to use? Now, as you know, we have imported earlier the class methods. If you remember, we imported the class methods, right? Here what we're going to import is we're going to import methods, but not Apex, but API methods. So we have delete record, update record. All right. Like this, we have other APIs also. The details are all shared in the tutorial further down in the documentation. But right now what we will do is, basically the link is Lightning UI record API. Okay. From that you can either use delete record, update record. So there's a couple of things that you need to import. Now, how do we set it up for data update? First is we have to import the schema fields. This update record, delete record expects some data structure, okay? So that we have to build. So you have to create an object data structure. So we'll see how to do it. First of all, you have to import the schema fields which you want to be updated. So if you have an S object, whether it's a standard or custom object, and the fields, that first and foremost you have to import the ID. All right. ID from @Salesforce schema, the contact.id. Similarly, in any data that you want to update, you give it a local name and say contact.field name, contact.last name. So any field that you want to update in your action, okay, you have to import that field. Instead of passing different parameters to Apex and then updating it from there, what you have to do is you have to import the fields from the schema. Next is you have to map the schema fields. What you have to do is you have to create couple of local variables, and then in this, these are the local variables like contact ID, first name, last name. These are going to catch the data from the UI. On change, you remember, we will do this dot first name, say v.target.value. We already seen that in the previous tutorials. If there is a doubt, go to the first video of the LWC where we have built our inputs. Second video, in that there will be how to handle inputs using change. Okay, so you import the schema fields, then you create local variables, and then you take the data from the UI, input using onChange and Lightning input tags. So once these two are created, you have to finally merge them into one map. You have to create a JSON object called, you can call it anything, you can call it React record input. Basically it takes a parameter called as fields, and in this you are going to map on the left side, you're going to give the you're going to say whatever names you have created in the import schema, that dot API name, dot field API name. This is a reserved word, okay? You have to say the schema name that you have imported, dot field API name, and colon what is the local variable that you want to map it to. Okay, once this is set up, you can just pass this value to the create record or update record. So step 1, you import the schema fields that you want. Step 2, create corresponding local variables. Third, you map the schema and the local variables into a map. Okay, you have to use dot field API name. Okay, you cannot use anything else here. You have to give your schema name and dot field API name, and then on the right side you'll give the local variables. Now once you have done that, so this is the object we have created, JSON object. So this is a method, like say we have a local JavaScript. So this is again we are creating like constant of fields. So we say fields name dot API, you can give the value. Okay, you assign the value here, whatever value you want to assign, and once you do that, you generate the API name colon the account object dot object API name. Once you do this, you pass this create record, create record method. You pass this record input that you have created. It takes two things. Okay, you have to give API name, the final API that is to be updated, like say account object. If it is some custom object, you have to say custom object name underscore C object dot object API name and fields. Once this is set, you pass this to a create record. That's all. There is no other code that you need to write in the Apex. Okay, this will take the field mappings and update it, and you can now it will give a normal result. So when you say then, it is just now a normal JavaScript call. You already have seen multiple examples, and then if there is successfully created, it will return an ID. In this case, you don't pass an ID. Okay, I know we have created ID previously, but we don't pass an ID because it's a create record. So in this case, you will get an ID back. So this is basically how you create a record. Okay, so one important thing that is you have to create the fields here, and finally you also have to create one object called as record input, in which the API name, the final object API name plus the fields has to be passed. So this is how you create a record. And now for the update record, same way, the record input gets passed, again is the same constant. Now no other code, either it will give you an error or it will fail. Okay, so let us see how, like if you want to assign, how do you assign the account object? You have to import the object name and the field names that you want, and then you want to assign the field values. This is coming from the UI. Okay, you create the object, and finally you will have to pass it to this kind of an object where you pass the API name and then the fields. Do not get confused between this step 3 here. Basically this is how to build a, this just explains you to build a map. So you can give a, either you can give it like this directly, or you can also assign it is equal to colon. Okay, so this way, that's the only difference. You can either define it like this with the values, or you can give it equal to. So what we will do is, let us now update that contacts that we are getting that we are created, that we are listed for the contact account, and let's change it in real time. Okay, so that will make more sense and you will be able to understand it better. So let's do that.